dance party for one. I do it all the time, and I really recommend it. Hello, welcome back to weekly goddess practice. So, if you don't have me on Instagram, then you probably don't know that today is the last one. For a lot of reasons, but it's nothing to be sad about, only something to be excited about. I feel that this weekly practice has been amazing. It's been a lot of fun, but it wants to evolve. It wants to become something a little bit different, and I'm evolving as well. I'm evolving with it. So yeah, today's going to be a little different. I still want to talk about self-care and do some self-care stuff together, but I also want to wrap this up. So one of my favorite things about self-care is doing something for yourself every day to feel a little better. Doing something to fill your own cup. And that's so important for so many reasons. And I'm compelled to teach it for a lot of reasons as well. And one being that I didn't always take the best care of myself. And I thought something just moved behind me. It's just like a shadow. So now that I do, and I see the effect and the impact that it has on my life and the people around me, I can't help but share it with the world. And it's really interesting because there's so many people not taking good care of themselves, not taking care of each other, and not taking care of the planet. And I don't like to focus on that or focus on these people because it's literally outside of my control. But I do think that the world needs way more people taking really good care of themselves and taking care of each other, and then taking care of the planet as well. Like, the way I see it, we're all brothers and sisters on this planet, and the more that we fill ourselves up and are good on our own, the more that we can show up for other people and support causes and be a bigger, better light in the world, not just for other people, but for yourself. So to me, it's all connected. And it's the most important thing that I can possibly think of, which is why I wanted to start the weekly goddess practice. I wanted to help people feel better in any way that I could, in every way that I can. I've studied the body, the mind, energy, and soul, so I feel really well equipped to talk about all those areas. So I just want to say that I will continue creating content. I'll continue creating free content. I'm still here. I want to continue to be helpful and useful because I can't help it. It's who I am. It's what I want to do. So I wrote a little speech here. I'm just going to look at it. So yeah, I wanted to say stay tuned on this channel for more yoga and life coaching and meditation, guided meditation videos. And you can add me on Instagram. It's HeyReikiLady. To stay updated on anything else that I'm doing. There's a lot of cool stuff happening. The Goddess Revival wrapping up signifies the beginning of something else being born. So I'm really excited to announce what it is that this weekly practice is evolving into. And it's just going to be something a little more badass. And that's why I'm wearing my hat today. I want it to feel a little more badass. So, yeah, the link is below to book a Reiki session with me or life coaching call. And yeah, also stay tuned on my HeyReikiLady Instagram because I'm going to give away something pretty huge very soon. I'm just ironing out the details, but essentially I made the weekly goddess practice for a specific person. I knew that the potential for it to reach many people was possible, but I made the weekly goddess practice for, honestly, in my mind, the way I see it is a young person. Didn't necessarily have to be female, but in my mind, it was a young female who really felt like they needed help at this point in their lives. They've had trauma and depression and anxiety since their childhood, and now they're a young person or young adult and still dealing with a lot of depression and residual trauma that's carried over, and anxiety and stress. But they're a dreamer. They have big visions, big dreams, big goals. This person wants to take better care of themselves, and they just don't know where to start. They feel kind of stuck, and some days their depression really takes over and it's hard for them to even get out of bed. So my hope for this weekly practice was that it was for that person. It was for that person that didn't know what to do, really wants help in all the areas, really wants someone to just take them by the hand for a minute and show them what to do, show them some things that might work and might help them. And that was the energy behind this. I wanted to, be for those people that, on a day that's difficult, or perhaps you're stuck in bed and it's hard to get up, it's hard to even move because you're overcome with anxiety or fear, or depression, and you just don't know what to do. I hoped that this would be the one thing that you did, even if you just turned it on and listened to it. I'm trying to give as much of my energy and my love to the world and do something to pay it forward, because there were so many people. Last week, I had lipstick on my teeth. Sorry. Literally just checked my teeth in the camera. Tacky. Okay, anyway. There were so many people that were there for me during those times in my life, and I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for the people that acknowledged me and said, hey, I'm here, I got you, or I got some good advice that might help you. And I don't think everything that I have to say is like the end all be all, or is going to be helpful for everybody, and that's not what this is about. It's just showing up as a person in the world, taking good care of themselves, so that I can help raise the vibration of not just myself and the people around me, but the internet, the planet. This is about becoming a more conscious being, more aware, more empowered, and stronger in the body and the mind and the soul. So that's what these weekly practices have been about. So yeah, moving forward, I'm going to focus on the self-care that ignites me the most. And what ignites me the most is, I wrote this down, conversation, communication, creativity through music, movement, meditation, mindfulness, and miraculous stories. So I want to keep up the self-care conversation and have more guests, whether they want to contribute anonymously or virtually. I want to ask burning questions to brave humans and hear other people's stories and listen to them talk about self-care, whether it's or not. Everyone has that little nugget, that little thing that is their non-negotiable. It's something you have to do every day, and you might not even think about it, but it's something you do every day to feel better, to feel more normal. And I want to start talking about that a little more, and helping other people have a voice, and also just keeping up the self-care conversation. Really, I feel like I've said a lot, I've shared a lot. And as much as I love making everyone do jumping jacks and doing some taekwondo kicks and stuff like that, which I will keep doing at some point, I will definitely create more movement and yoga and martial art inspired videos, which I'll always post on this channel. So stay tuned if you like that stuff and want to do just specifically that kind of content. But I really am ready to listen. I want to listen more. I want to help other people get their message out to the world. And I honestly think that the ultimate form of self-care is being who you truly are, unapologetically and honestly and truly and authentically. It is so hard to be you in a world full of, I don't mean to be negative, but full of a lot of people and energy that is just not coming from a place of love. Like today, after walking my dog, I saw a person just literally take trash from inside their car and throw it out their window into a parking lot. and it actually hurt my soul. I got angry. I wanted to yell at her. I wanted to go pick it up. And then I thought yelling wasn't the right move. And I thought picking it up is kind of passive aggressive and also enabling her. And anyway, just the point is that there's a lot of people doing life differently. And by differently, I don't mean to judge. I mean, it made me really angry to see this person throw trash out of their car. You just don't care at all. Like, that is no thought to you. Like, that breaks my heart. But getting angry is never productive. But being proactive is. And I think I'm losing my train of thought. What did I want to say? I was saying it's hard to be who you truly are when there's all these different types of people and energy in the world. Okay, so yeah, basically I wanted to say that person did that from a place of being unconscious, because a conscious being that is aware of love and is aware that them taking care of themselves matters, and that they send out an energy, a vibration into the world of the energy they hold within them. If they knew, a conscious, aware being that takes good care of themselves wants to take care of other people too, wants to help a stranger across the street, wants to put garbage in a garbage can, wants to recycle and compost and reuse and repurpose and do things for the planet. It's our home. And yeah, so to me, it's so much more than just self-care. It's not just about me. It's not just about you. It's about taking better care of the people in our life. We often, it's in the entire planet. It's a really big deal. It's not just like, yeah, move your body and let's feel like a goddess. Let's dance and pose. And I mean, it's about that too. Like, you're allowed to have fun and ignite your own inner fire, whatever that means to you, whatever you call it. That is so important, and that matters, and not letting the unconscious beings on earth bring you down. That seeing someone, just using that example again because I saw it happen today, seeing that, I could let that ruin my whole day. It could ruin my whole day, and it's probably going to come back into my mind again throughout the day. But actually, I just want to use that to be a part of my message today. I want to use that to fuel my fire. And so what else did I want to say today? I think we should take a moment to meditate together now. I've said a lot, and one thing that I believe in so fully and wholly and wholeheartedly is meditation. It is the most powerful and potent way to go within, to calm your mind, to calm your nervous system. So literally to have less stress, anxiety, depression, to sleep better. Meditation helps with all of that. But it also is one of the hardest things on the planet to do, and it takes practice. So that was part of the reason for calling this a weekly practice as well, because the more that we practice things, the more it becomes second nature to us, and the easier these things get. So it wasn't just a class to me. Like, to me, a class like going to the gym. You go to the gym to get physically strong. This was a weekly practice for the body, mind, and soul. But the thing that I'm most passionate about is strength in the mind and soul, to be honest. I've focused a lot in my life on the body. I've physically massaged people and physically taught yoga classes and physically adjusted people and helped them with their bodies. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I think that's the foundation of self-care, is body, then mind, then soul. And from my previous videos how connected all of that is and how important all three of them are. So I don't want to ignore the body. I will keep making content about that, just not every week. I lost my train of thought. Oh, I need to meditate. That's what I want to say. So I'm really passionate about wellness of the mind, energy, the soul, because that's the thing that we are taught the least in school from our parents. And now there's an awakening in the planet. And this isn't just coming from me. You can hear this from a lot of different sources right now. We are becoming more conscious. We are becoming more aware. There's a lot of humans wanting to help people more, wanting to help children, wanting to bring clean water to places on the planet. There is movements happening. People are fired. A lot of people are fired up, inspired, and ready. They have overcome some serious poop in their life. I just want to say shit. They've overcome some serious shit in their life, and myself included. And they are creating a positive momentum. That energy is on the earth right now. That exists, and you can choose to get on board with it or not. So to me, what it really comes down to is choosing fear or love. And okay, I do want to meditate, but I want to read something that I wrote about fear and love. So what is fear? Just, you might hear that a lot. What's, fear and love, choose love. People just say it, but what does it really mean? What do you mean by fear? What do you mean by love? So fear is ego. It's small thinking. It's lies and it's bullshit, to be completely honest with you. And ego is the part of your mind. Anytime you judge somebody or judge yourself, that's ego. That's not coming from a place of love. That's coming from a place of fear. So that is living a fear-driven life. So I think this is part of the best way that I can explain it. So ego is the part of you that will tell you you're too good for something. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to try that. I'm not going to talk to that person. I'm cooler than them. I'm cooler than that. But ego is also on the voice that's going to tell you. OP. Ego is also the voice that's going to tell you that you're not good enough for something. It's the voice that'll say, don't do that. You're not cool enough or strong enough or brave enough or good enough. So your ego will tell you that you're too good for something, and it will tell you that you're not good enough. So either way, that's all bullshit. That's all nonsense. And that's coming from a place of fear. And it's not your fault if you're coming from a place of fear either. I'm not saying all this to try to judge anyone or for you to beat yourself up. It's, it can come from childhood. It can come from our family lineage of people believing in fear more than love and choosing it over love. And it comes from trauma, and that's passed along generationally. And so when you become a more aware, conscious being and do things to strengthen that in yourself, like a daily meditation practice, you can consciously choose love over fear. So just to explain it a little bit further, sorry about my dog barking. I feel like in order to explain fear, you really do have to bring love into the picture, because they are each other's opposites. But we need both. So just experiencing one would be hella lame and not very fun either. We're here to have fun. I don't know about you, but I like to have fun. So let me just say, choosing love is also learning how to have fun, which sounds really interesting, but it's a whole thing. Like as children, we automatically have fun. We know, we have this understanding that life is fun and joyous. And as we get older, our inner child, that spirit within us that wants to be playful and have fun, often gets diluted, and we're told to be quiet and be small and, move with the status quo and do what we're told. And that kind of kills our inner child, and it kills our spirit. So choosing love is also about allowing your inner child to be alive and well again, allowing that playfulness inside of you to come alive again, getting up and spinning and jumping even if you're 30 years old or 60 years old, because it feels good to move around in a silly way or do silly things, or whatever it is that will ignite that in you. It's important to keep doing those things, and that's a big part of self-care as well. So the last thing I want to say about fear and love, which is, in my opinion, the coolest thing about fear and love, is they cannot coexist in your conscious mind at the same time. They literally cannot coexist in your conscious mind at the same time. So one or the other is the captain of the ship, fear or love. And I think that is so cool and so fascinating to me, because the more we become conscious and aware, the more you realize that you are the captain of your own ship. And the person, and sometimes our ego wants to steer, but they want to play dirty and they want to have all the power. He's like your little inner asshole. And we all have that part of us. We're human. It's normal. And, it's tricky. But our conscious, highest vibrational, sorry, I'm not looking at the camera, I'm reading something that I wrote. So our conscious, highest vibrational, spiritual version of us always wants to choose love, always wants to choose joy, choose playfulness, choose kindness, choose compassion, pick up our trash. That's love. Love chooses compassion. Love chooses to say, hey, I see you, and I'm not going to judge you because I don't know your story. Ego makes up stories. So yeah, just to make the difference clear. So the part of us that truly embraces the present moment and feels love and gratitude and appreciation for life, is love. And when love steers, we tend to feel calm and peaceful and powerful, but humble. We feel confident, but also compassionate. Confidence from fear is like a messy confidence. It's an ego-driven confidence, and often it's not genuine. So just look at what your thoughts are, basically, and you can tell where you're at if you're in a state of fear or love. If you want to know who's steering the ship, look at the thoughts you're having, and just without judging them, because that's also ego, that's also fear. So don't try not to spiral. Just notice the thoughts you're having and see if you can shift them to something a little more compassionate or a little more loving, especially when it comes to yourself. So in my past videos, I've given some affirmations and I've talked about how your thoughts affect your body. I really recommend. I think I made some great content over these past 2 months, and I'm proud of it. And I shared some of my best knowledge about self-care. So I really hope that you can go back to it and it can help you and serve you still. So just to wrap up the fear and love thing, fear is small thinking. What I wanted to say, if you don't know if you're in a state of fear and love, ask yourself, is what I'm thinking making me feel good? Or maybe not good, but feel just content. Like, are my thoughts fueling fire in me in an ego, fear-driven way? Or is it fueling more compassion in me? So that's when we can start becoming more conscious and aware and choosing love and choosing to let that part of us embody us and steer our life. And that's when we're the captain of our own ships. That's when we're the CEO of our own life. That's when we can take the best care of ourselves and the people around us, is when we constantly go back to choosing love, especially in times of trial and tribulation, especially during times of adversity, especially when it's the hardest to choose love, is the most important time to do it. But also, being easy on yourself, letting yourself rest, your body, your mind, your soul, taking time for yourself. Again, everything I practice and preach really comes back to self-care. I put my self-care above everything. And I previously in my life didn't do that. I would put other people before me. I would put partners before me. And now I always put me first, because I know that I have nothing to give to anybody if I don't honor and acknowledge my own self first. And honestly, if you just take one day off your self-care practice, and also everyone's self-care practice is different. Maybe yours is a 3-minute meditation once a day because you're a busy mom and you work or whatever, and that's all you have time for, that's fine. But even taking one day off your self-care practice, again, whatever that is for you, whatever it is that you need, that can be very detrimental, because one day can easily be 2 days. And now you've done it for 2 days, so you're getting a little more slack with yourself, and that can become 3. And now it's been a week, and now you're like only doing it once a week, and maybe in the future you're only doing it once a month. And now all of a sudden you're 10 years in the future and you're like, whoa, I used to have a self-care practice. Whoa, I used to do something for myself every day, and now I don't. And I've heard a lot of people say this. It makes me want to cry just thinking about it. I've heard a lot of people tell me that they wish that they, were more conscious, more aware, and took better care of themselves at a younger age. And or the inner child thing. I've had the privilege of having a lot of conversations and close friendships in my life with a lot of elderly people. And my favorite thing about them are the ones that still have that inner child, that zest for life. And that's one of the main things that they say, is they wish they didn't spend so many years not being that way. They wish they never lost it. They got it back, so that's great, but hopefully that all makes sense and you can understand how it's all connected. So I recently met a human who told me that he was successful for much of his life, but it always felt like a bit of a struggle until he decided to shift his focus. So he shifted his focus from helping others and giving to the world, instead of just trying to help and support himself and his own success. So he chose love instead of ego. And not that choosing wanting to be successful or wanting to support your own business, that is all good. You deserve that. You deserve to have a successful business, and you need to focus on yourself and your own life to make that happen. But it's important, I think, to look at why you're doing the things you do. How is your business helping people? And even if it's not a type of business that is meant to serve people, even if you're just making some kind of product, I'm sure that it is helping people in some way. And it's pretty cool and important to acknowledge how it's helping people. So, and that's how you can shift whatever it is that you're doing in life from a place back to love. Because no matter what you can be contributing more love to the world if you're aware of how you're doing it. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So yeah, this person that told me he didn't switch what he did. He didn't change his career, but he shifted his focus from asking to giving. He just started giving more to the world. And the second he did that, all of his dreams started coming true. His business blew up. He has more money than he's ever had. He has way more love and support. He has a huge team. And yeah, I just thought that was a cool story to share, because the universe works in mysterious ways. But when we choose love, we tap into this energy that wants to support you and back you up. And I love that Gabby Bernstein always says the universe has your back. And that's in alignment with that. That's what she means by that. The universe will have your back and support you when you tap into that energy and vibration of love, because love attracts more love and supports love, and it will draw you to the exact people and situations and opportunities that you need to move forward in your life. So choosing love is badass. Choosing love is where it's at. Okay, let's do a meditation together. I'm going to just set a timer here. I'm going to sort of talk us through it a little bit, and then we'll just have some silent meditation time as well. So just to keep it short, we'll do 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Just going to set a timer here. I really like 333. It's a good number. So get comfortable. If this is your first time meditating or your second time or whatever, you've never meditated before, if this is the first video you're watching, I really recommend watching the other videos because yeah, this one's a bit different. So we're wrapping things up. Okay. So 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Close your eyes, get comfortable, either sitting or lying down or standing in a Tadasana position, whatever makes you happy right now. Close your eyes, relax your shoulders, relax your face. Take a deep breath in here and exhale audibly out your mouth. And again, one more breath. And we'll start our 3 minutes and 33 seconds together right now. So eyes closed, let's begin. I like to bring my hands either to my lap or hold my own hands or bring my hands to my heart. So breathing deeply but slowly with control. Visualizing a flicker of light in the center of your forehead, like someone just lit a match. And as you breathe, that light starts to expand and trickle down to fill your entire body and expand to fill your aura, your electromagnetic field. So whether you're, good at visualizing or not, just imagining it. We all have an imagination. That's one really good way to ignite your inner child, to keep that playfulness inside of you alive so we can keep our spirit young. So even when we're old, we still feel young. So let's use our imagination to visualize this light all throughout our body and around our body. It can be whatever color you like. And just breathing fully but slowly and imagining this light. You're bathing in it, marinating in it, just surrounded by it. Trying to keep your attention and your focus on this light. Letting any thoughts that come just go. Go as easily as they come and bringing your attention back to it within you and around you. Okay. That's 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Let's just close our eyes again or keep your eyes closed just for 3 more breaths. Just feeling the effects of the meditation. Short and sweet, but better than nothing. Hopefully you're feeling a little better, a little calmer, in your body, mind, energy, and soul. So, does anyone want to move a bit? Let's move a bit. One last time for weekly goddess practice. So, let's stand up. You don't need a lot of space around you. Reach your arms up as high as you can. Spread your fingers wide. Reach up, look up, keep the shoulders relaxed. Breathing fully. Good, let's bring the arms down and roll the shoulders. Let's make circles with the arms. Just warming up the entire body. We'll do a little movement in every single joint. If you move all the joints, there will be better blood flow everywhere. And if you ever don't know what to do, but you know you should move, this is like a pretty good go-to routine. If you're like, I don't feel like doing burpees or jumping jacks, or I don't want to do a specific workout video, and switch directions of your shoulders if you haven't already. You can always just be like, oh yeah, I'll do that thing that Ashley told me, where I just reach up and move every joint in my body. So the shoulders are really important, the upper back. There's so many people that have a lot of tightness in the area. So it's good to move it around. Any kind of twisting is good. So just moving slowly, keeping the feet firmly planted in one spot, and twisting, waking up the spine. As we talked about in almost every single goddess practice, keeping the spine limber and healthy and happy is very important if you want to have a long life where you feel good. If your spine is happy, your body will be happy. And if your body's happy, your mind is happy. And if your body and mind are happy, that's when really cool things happen. So let's do some standing cat-cow. If you don't like standing cat-cow, you can choose the version on the floor on your knees. So standing, just drawing the belly button in, chin in, and move really slow at whatever pace feels good. So chest out and up, and moving back and forth at whatever pace feels good on your body. Remembering to breathe. Just a few more rounds. Okay. Beautiful. So now let's do the wrist. So making circles, and each making circles with the wrists, both directions. Doing prayer hands and pushing down so that you're getting a stretch in your forearms. Engage all the fingers, even the thumbs. Really important to stretch the thumbs as well. It's a common area that really gets ignored, but our thumbs do so much for us. The thumb alone has over 8 muscles in it. That's why it can do so much more than the fingers. And we don't even stretch it, so let's stretch it. So let's do just the thumbs too. So pick one hand and switch. I would do a lot of my thumb stretching when I'd be driving in my car. I don't have a car anymore, but I'd be at a red light or something, and I would take that opportunity to stretch my thumb and my fingers as we get old and our muscles get old, which happens because it's life and we're human. And that's why it's important to keep taking care of yourself for the rest of your life, so we can always do the best that we can, even as our body ages. So one thing is, a lot of people's hands get really tight and cramped, so we can prevent that now while we're young by regularly stretching our thumbs, our fingers, and our forearms. So let's stay young while we're young. It's much easier to prevent things from happening in our body, mind, and soul than it is to deal with it later. Not to say that there isn't ways to deal with these things later, but I think you're picking up what I'm putting down. And rolling the wrists again. So to stretch the top of the forearm, make a fist and do an inward rotation, and actually use your other hand to push it, to fold it more towards your forearm. So inward rotation and flexion at the same time. So play around with that, don't force it. You can relax the fingers if that feels better. You don't have to make a fist. So inward rotation, flexion, and use your other hand to help you out with that. And even move the fingers around, make a fist, release, fist, release. It's really important to warm up your wrists. I very, very, very much recommend doing this. Cool. Shake it out. It's always going to feel a little weird after. It's normal. And let's do the other arm. So I always make the fist inward rotation paired with flexion. And you could try relaxing the fingers or making a fist. So again, inward rotation paired with flexion. Use your other hand to support you. Try moving some things around. You may feel some fascia breaking up. It's good. We want movement in there. We want blood flow. Don't force anything. If it's sore, remember just to thank your body for anytime you feel pain. Thank you for showing me what I need to give love to. So hydrating yourself is really important when you're in pain, and giving love to yourself, and potentially considering where that it could be an energetic block as well. So doing something to deal with it on that level, like booking a Reiki treatment, for example. But there is ways you could also do it yourself. Okay, so just do anything else now with your wrist that you feel needs it. Shake it out. And let's grab one finger at a time and stretch our fingers as well. Might get some cracks, you might not. It's not that big of a deal. It's just air escaping from your finger joints. It's nothing serious. Every finger. Nice way to give love. Give love to your hands. In the very first episode, I taught you how to massage your own feet. Please keep doing that. Go back to that one. I showed you the little techniques and things to do with your toes and ways to massage your own feet. So that's a really nice thing to take good care of yourself and to do maybe before bed or after a bath or, after a long day, to support your body in that way. Another thing you can do is, so we did the prayer stretch. You can do reverse prayer as well. So this could feel a little awkward, but even just making fists, it's a really nice way to stretch that, or bring it right together. If you can get your thumbs together too, and then pull up. Oh, this looks kind of funny. Yeah, so whatever feels good. Shake it out. So we've done some twisting, we've done shoulders, we've done wrists. Let's do the head. So bringing the chin in. It's almost like you're trying to give yourself a double chin, which literally I am doing and you might be doing. So bring the chin in and then bring your ear to your shoulder. And just let it stay there, allowing your head to feel heavy, not holding your head up at all. And if you're feeling something here, stay here. Don't incorporate anything else. If you're not feeling anything here, extend the opposite arm out to the side, open the fingers wide, and you're going to feel a much more intense stretch all throughout your arm and shoulder. So this is actually something I really recommend doing on a daily basis. Warming up your upper body, your shoulders, your back, and stretching your neck and all the arms and all the muscles that are connected in your arm as well. So keeping the head relaxed, really slowly start to turn your head downward and keeping the ears connected to the shoulder as possible. So looking down and allowing the forehead to fold a little more here as well. So you can move your arm around as well and find the sweet spot. You'll know when you're at the sweet spot because it feels good. It feels so sweet. So movement is always welcome. Find the spot that feels good. Remember to breathe. Don't force anything. Always be really, really, really careful with your neck. So please be honest with where you're at. Slowly bring the ear back to the shoulder. So our chin is still kind of tucked. Our head is folded. And now turning the head and looking up and allowing the head to come back a bit as well. So you'll feel the stretch still on the side of your neck, but a little more in the front of your neck here. So breathing, letting the head feel heavy. One more breath here. Slowly turn the neck. So we're starting where we began, ear to shoulder. Please move really slow. You always want to move slow and careful with your neck. And really slowly lower the arm and bring the head back to center. Just roll the shoulders. Take a couple breaths here. How good does half of your neck feel right now? It's the greatest stretch. That was taught to me by one of my mentors and teachers, Julia Marie McCabe. I think it's Julia McCabe Yoga or juliamccabe.com. I actually signed up for her online classes. She does live and has a lot of great content. So if you're just looking for a really solid yoga practice, I really recommend my teacher, Julia Marie McCabe. She's an excellent teacher and human. And yeah, she knows a lot about the body and studies it extensively and stays informed and updated all the time. So hugely respect her as a teacher. And she's giving a lot of good information to the world. So she taught me this neck stretch and I do it almost every day. I should do it every day. So let's do the other side. So opposite ear to opposite shoulder. Right now I'm on my left side. So just ear to shoulder and let the shoulders relax, let the head relax, and let the head feel heavy. And if this already feels really intense, just taking a couple, just either staying here, taking a few breaths before you decide to extend the arm out to the side. This side feels tighter for me. So for me, I'm bringing my right arm out because I'm leaned to my left. So you might be the opposite right now, depending on what side you started at. So finding the sweet spot, you might want to bring the arm a little higher or lower or back or forward. Keep the fingers engaged. Relax the head a little more and just breathe here. Couple more breaths. And we'll slowly, so tucking the chin in as well, keeping the ear on the shoulder. Turn your head so you're looking down towards the floor and starting to feel the stretch a little more in the back of your neck. On the side, but a little more in the back. Let the forehead feel heavy and feel free to move the arm a bit, adjust, find your sweet spot. Taking really full deep breaths here. I feel this all the way down my back, so definitely know that I need it. Hopefully it's feeling good for you too. Doing this every single day will literally change your neck, your upper back, which will change your life. Keeping the head a little more relaxed, resist the urge to want to hold it up. Really try to release it and let it go. And a couple more breaths here. So the way we want to come out is really, really slowly and mindfully. So turning the ear back to the shoulder. Just really small conscious movements. And now we'll keep the ear connected to the shoulder and turn the head and neck so you can look up towards the ceiling, but allow the head to lean back a little bit and feel heavy. So resisting the urge to hold it up and feeling the hopefully beautiful stretch in the side of your neck, but a little more in the front now. So we're getting a bit of the SCM here, the sternocleidomastoid, huge neck muscle that can really cause a lot of pain in our body. So let's give it some love here in this stretch. Send our breath to the area, relax as much as possible. I think this is the best neck stretch in the world. I've studied the body, I've been in taekwondo and yoga classes and dance classes, and this is absolutely the most ultimate best stretch if you can take your time with it and breathe and do it properly, and always be honest with yourself and find your sweet spot. Doing this on a daily basis honestly will change your life and change how your body feels. Pair this with foam rolling and some Epsom salt baths too, and a little bit of movement practice. You're good. Okay. Take a final breath, and slowly we're going to go back ear to shoulder. Take one more breath here and slowly come back to center. Give the shoulders a roll. Cool. Let's reach behind your back, clasp your fingers, and try to straighten the arms. If you can't get it straight, that's okay. Another way is to just stack the arms behind your back and keep doing it that way until that gets easier. Try to lift the sternum up, shoulders back. Do not force anything. I'm not trying to pull any muscles here. Just being honest with where you're at. So if where you're at today is there, that's good. If you can grab the hands, cool. Take a few deep breaths. Don't be hard on your body. Try it again tomorrow, and maybe tomorrow you can lift a little more. If you're doing this and it's super easy, you can pair it with a forward fold. So keeping the knees really soft, folding at the hips, sternum up. And I would stay a little longer, but I'm not going to. So that's a really great stretch on the shoulders and on the wrists all at the same time. But we did a warm-up on both of those areas first, which made us able to do that. So don't start with that. That's something you want to do a warm-up before, just like the one we did today. So feel free to come back to this video, skip ahead to that spot, and do those things every day. So just to incorporate the other joints, I'll go through these a little quicker. The hips, making circles with the hips is really helpful. At the full range, so really push the hips as far forward as you can, as far to the side as you can. Back, side, super big circles. Feel the femur moving all around the ball and socket joint of your hip. And switching directions. Cool. And let's bring the knees up. So, woo. Making big circles with my knees. Working on my balance, engaging my core. Yeah. Badass, goddess, strong, the body, mind, and soul. Let's do the other side. Okay. Into outward circles. Nice, big, huge circles with the hip. Wake the hips up. Get stuff moving. Hold on to something if you want to. Yes, these big circles. Couple more. Awesome. It's nice to stretch the hips. You can do that by doing I'm doing a high lunge right now. Bring the arms up. Sink into your lunge for a couple breaths. Whew. I thought it wasn't even a couple breaths. Switch sides. High lunge. Especially if you sit a lot, this is one you really want to get up and do every hour. Just do a lunge, wake up the hips. If you're in a chair all day, your hip flexors are contracted, and it's going to make them really unhappy and can cause a lot of pain in your back. And I like to switch from one to the other. So in a lunge position, it's always good to jump. Jumping is really good for your lymphatic system and for your inner child. Shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. And lastly, giving the feet and ankles some love. So rolling them in circles in both directions. Give yourself a foot massage later too. And if you want to know how to give yourself a foot massage, refer to Weekly Goddess Practice number 1, where I taught foot massages, I believe, at the end of the practice. So now hopefully we're feeling better. We've moved every joint in our body, I think. I don't think I missed anything. So yeah, it's very important to take care of your body. I believe that when we take good care of our body, our mind benefits, and when our body and mind are both taken care of, then our soul and our energy benefits. And when we feel really good, we start feeling more confident, more worthy, more compassionate, and we start putting better energy out into the world for the people that we love and for the entire planet. So in raising our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. You cannot thrive without contributing to the thriving of the world. So let's get comfortable for a Shavasana, our last one of Weekly Goddess Practice, but I'll be back. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. I'm still here to help. And if you have been around and been enjoying these weekly practices, thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun and I've really enjoyed it. And I'm excited for the evolution of what is next because, yeah, the Weekly Goddess Practice definitely has a little energy and momentum behind it. And I'm using that to create something different. So I'm still around. Yeah, it's just going to be a little different. So add me on Instagram to stay informed. I'm going to grab a drink of water. And please make yourself into a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. Grab some water if you need to. Make sure you're warm and comfortable. Water. Okay. Let's end with the singing bowl because I love it. And it creates a really good vibration in the room. And I think that it travels and transfers really well over the computer and video as well. So, and if you don't have one of these at home, now you can have a little experience of it. This is something I do, especially if I feel really funky and I kind of don't know what to do, but I feel like I need to feel different. And I feel like I need my energy stirred up. This is a really nice way to do that. So I recommend having one just for yourself, for your room. I like the deeper sounding ones. I actually want to get a big one that's like, okay. So let's get in a meditation position, sitting or lying down. Close your eyes. Breathing fully. Either thinking about nothing and just feeling the effects of today's practice in your body and your mind and your energy. Maybe thinking about choosing love and what that means to you. I've expressed what it means to me, but what does that mean to you? Maybe write it down. I would love to, if you write something down about choosing love, I would love to read what you wrote. And like I said, I want to start having more guests and more people contributing to this new thing that I'll be doing. So if you come out of practice today feeling really inspired, whether you're watching this video today live or in a year or 10 years from now, please email me or DM me on Instagram. And I want to hear what you've written and potentially even share it with people if you would allow me to. I think beautiful things, beautiful energy, so much creativity comes out of us when we meditate and when we choose love. So just for 30 seconds together, and we'll end our practice today. Let's allow the music of the singing bowl to shower you. The vibrations, as if I'm holding my hand above your head, to enter into your energy field, cleansing and clearing anything that no longer serves you and no longer needs to be there. Any energy, negativity, or stress in your body contributing to you feeling small, to fear steering the ship, or holding you back, or keeping you feeling heavy and over encumbered in any way, allowing that to be washed away from you, to be released back into the earth so it can be recycled into an energy of love. We choose love. Bringing your hands to your heart and thanking yourself for being present for this practice today. Even if you just listened, that is you showing up, and that's you taking care of yourself. And that's a really big step. And thank you so much for being here. And it's not like I'm leaving, but it just feels a little bit like, it's the end of something and the beginning of something else. And that's really good, because I like to practice what I preach, and I embrace change, and I embrace my own inner guidance system and the inspiration within me. And when I feel really inspired to change something in my life or to pivot something, I think that's exactly what you should do and are meant to do. So don't ever feel like you can't change something. Don't quiet that voice inside of you that is leading you in the direction of the life beyond your wildest dreams. Follow your heart, listen to your intuition. I think throughout practice number 3, focused on that and talked about that a little more, and that's something I'll also continue talking about. So yeah, thank you for being here. Stay tuned for more information. Add me on Instagram. I'll put the link below if you do want to book a Reiki session or life coaching call with me. And yeah, I think that's it for today. Let's give ourselves a hug. Nice big squeeze. Thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure. DM me if you want anything or need anything. I'm always here to help. This is my life's purpose and my mission, and I can't not be who I truly am. So thank you for being a part of my journey. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.